Hey everybody, Anissa from Redbird Landscape Design. I just finished digging out a small space in my front yard. I'm going to plant in muley grass. You'll see another short about that. Beautiful pink flowering ornamental grass that is amazing right now this time of year. And I want to show you one last little tip on how to edge out your bed. Hopefully y'all can see this. The sun's pretty bright, but you can see here the edge isn't dug out yet. I want to put in a nice deeper trench so when I put my mulch down it doesn't wash away. So right here, you see right in here, see how deep the shovel drops? I'm going to go down about 2-3 inches, and I stopped right here. Right in there I stopped, and I'll continue on along the edge of the sidewalk. Get my shadow out of the shot. As you can see that, I'm going to go all the way along the edge, and that way you edge out your bed. I'll go all the way around, up around in here, come back down, and that way I'll keep your mulch all in one spot. Stay tuned, we'll plant these muleys shortly. Okay, so now this bed that I created out in my front yard has all been edged out all along the edge, which means I just took the shovel, dug out a little bit of a trench, 3 inches or so, all the way around. And the way you're seeing the bed done now, I took the leaf rake and just raked it out. Took my shovel and chopped up these clumps of dirt. You see the bigger clumps right here. Easy to do here because Florida's got so much sandy soil. And I'm just evening out the surface, making sure I don't have any dips so the water will puddle in that spot. We don't want to do that. And next step, I will be planting in muley grass. Okay, so I just finished digging out one of my muley grass planting holes. And in all the space that I've carved out and dug out all the grass, I managed to find, I think, an old sprinkler line. Or it's something to do with the city lines. So I had to make an adjustment and move it back. When you plant, you don't want to put the potted plant any deeper than it is in the pot already. Okay, so don't go any deeper than the depth of the pot. Go wider because you want the roots to spread out, and that way the planting hole has a roomier space for the roots to spread out and really grab a hold. So continuing on with this little project out front, I'm placing my muley plants. Now how you know how to do that is to read the tags that are on plants and or go online, research. If you have books that have that information, reference it. Approximately 3 feet apart up to 5. So muleys can really expand out and bush out. So I'm probably going to put them about 3.5 feet apart. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, you can see my tape measure I've got out here. So I'm going through 3.5 feet on center, which is the center of the pot, to the center of the other plant pot. Approximately, I'm running at 2 feet, 2.5 feet from the sidewalk. So I'm doing the same thing from here to that edge. Now you're going to wonder why there's a huge amount of space in the back. In the back of this bed, I'm going to plant in a pampas grass. It looks like this. So as you can see, it's going to need a lot of space. And that's why I have this huge gap in the back to account for that. As we go along, I could put in annuals to add color to the bed throughout the year. So here's a good blend of professional mix for vegetables and flowers. It's not a good humus and organic matter. So there's the hole. It's probably really hard to see. But so a good way to measure when you're planting is take your shovel and put it beside the pot. That is almost exactly the same height. Give it 2 inches. So take the width of that shovel, or the length of that shovel, put it in the planting hole. Okay, and I'm almost exactly right on. It's hard to see. And I might remove some of the soil mix I put in, and then I will take the plant out of the pot, and I will pull off the roots a little bit on the bottom to open them up, and then I'll put it in the hole. We'll show you how it works. So here's the muley grass. I've taken it out of the pot. Now look at this root system. It's all matted down. It's all compact a bit. Not too bad. A little bit of circling happening. So I'm going to take my hand, and I'm going to pull it apart a little bit. It's called tickling the roots. I know it sounds funny, but that's what it's called. No pun intended. And this allows the roots to start to open up and expand rather than putting something right in the hole that's all contained and compressed and, you know, just wrapped around itself. This gives the roots a chance to really get going. And then I'll mix some of that in there. It fell off. And then we'll put the plant right in the hole. It's not too deep and it's not too high. Perfect. Then we'll backfill. And all that is you put the soil back in along the edge of the pot, the plant, and pack it in. Not too tight, but you don't want to leave air pockets. Okay, so muhly grass number 1 is in the ground. And what I did was take my hand around the trench that was in there, and I just put my fingers down to knock down any air pockets that might be in there. And just backfill. Don't jam it up against the base of the plant. Fill it in nicely, even it out. And my next plant, after making my adjustments, is going to go right here. All right, so from here, keeping the same distance. Notice I put my shovel right where I had the plant set up, a little bit farther back, okay? So this is how you know exactly where you wanted it. So I always stick my shovel right there, and I dig my hole, and I dig the hole exactly where I'm standing, right where the shovel is. Easy peasy. And so you can see more so what I'm doing here. Sorry about the close up here, I'm one-handed here. So you grab muhly grass like this so that all the little bits doesn't hit you in the face. So I've got it with one hand, and I'm taking my other hand and patting it down around that circle, the base around where I put the planting hole, right? And we're gonna keep backfilling so it's nice and level, like that one over there. And then what I'll next step will be I'll water it in really well, give them a good drink, and then I'm gonna mulch. So just about there, just raking out a little bit, cleaning up the soil levels. As you can see, I got tired of them sticking in my face and poking me in the eyes. So what I did, I tore off one strand of the muhly grass and I tied it off. So that's what I did. It's just going to be easier for me to drop the mulch. And another little trick. And the next step has been accomplished. We have it watered in. See the dark circle? You make sure when you're watering, you go all the way around the plant. So you get even watering all the way around the plant. Next, let's mulch it in. Yay! And that's a wrap, folks. Here you have muhly grass number 1, muhly grass number 2, and I use cypress mulch. 8 bags went into this space. I'm gonna need 1 more bag. I've got the back side, needs just a little bit on the back curve. I'm putting approximately 3 to 4 inches, maybe a little bit more thickness down because this is out in the middle of the front yard. Lots of sun, lots of wind. And we also have cats in the neighborhood that like to use my flower beds as litter boxes. So I'm gonna wet this down and hopefully deter them. And that's it. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you got something great out of this video and you learned something. The channel's booming. I really, really appreciate y'all. Please share it and leave any questions you may have. We'll talk to you soon. Next couple videos, we'll be planting peach tree, orange tree, and a Barbados cherry. Take care. Have a good day. We'll see ya.